Today I'm doing a reaction video because I feel like it. I might do two today, you know what I'm saying? Since it's affiliated with the Bloods. There's two things going on the West Coast that's affiliated with Bloods. But first you're gonna start off with Poohshity robbing Gucci Mane in the studio. We gonna go over, I'm gonna see if I can find the footage of him actually getting robbed in the studio. And we're gonna see the discussion and how it happened and what caused it. I guess this is one right there. I might use Macmula. Damn, that shit too long, bro. Yeah, we'll go through a couple of these things, but first,
Yo,
call your friends and be like,
are you all alone? What's up? What's up? Who's that? Yo, pick up the phone. What's up? What's up? Yo, Duque, pick up the phone. Yo. What's up? What you doing, son? Nothing. Just chilling. Killing.
alright, Wagwan. You already know who it is. With that being said, man, let's get into this shit and find out what happened. And let's start off by saying this, man. Um, I know what it's about. Let me get into further information for what I understand what it's about. So I guess Pooh Shiesty, he's not happy with his deal with Gucci. So he goes into the studio. He meets up with him at the studio and set him up with Big 30 and his dad to get robbed. Um, my thoughts, I'm gonna give you my thoughts before and after. My thoughts is this, right? Let's say like because you can't this is how I'm thinking now, like I'm in the middle of being a street nigga, right, and a business guy, right, a business person, but you cannot go into business with a street mentality. Even if you don't agree with the deal or you don't like the deal, there's ways you can go about getting out of your contract. I mean, you trying to compare it to like the Ice Cube when Ice Cube did it with Jerry Heller and all of that. He wasn't on probation. They didn't go in there with guns. He's not like a habitual criminal like Pooh Shiesty is, and that's where the issue is. They didn't. It got. He didn't rob. Easy. He didn't rob NWA. He got out of his contract, so it was street, but it was still business savvy. Pooh Shiesty just crashed out, and not only that, like if my partner doing me dirty, right, in the streets, that doesn't mean I do him dirty back, especially when it comes to business. There's a way you handle that in business. We can sit down, and I'm pretty sure, like Mac Mula was saying, I was watching a little bit of his videos, and like Mac Mula was saying, man, I'm pretty sure you would have sat down and talked with Gucci and shit. He probably would have worked with you, fam. Like, all right, you want to get out your deal, fine, but I'm gonna need a percentage or a cut of you getting out your deal for a lifetime, and you go get a cut and when I sell your merchandise, your shit, that's how I felt like it should have went. But I don't. Y'all make it out okay. As far as the snitching and all of that shit go, I don't condone snitching as a street nigga. But when you're at a level of Gucci, man, can you really blame this nigga? Like, what is it? If he was to crash out, he would have been stupid. Everybody would have been talking. Like, there's no winning for him in that situation, right? And I'm pretty sure. Like, all right, let me give another example before I get into the video, right? I'm gonna give my life scenario example of what I'm talking about. All right, I might not call the police or do anything with the police, but that doesn't mean somebody around me might not. So just because they're saying Gucci's camp is cooperating does not mean Gucci himself is personally cooperating. I'm gonna give you an example like this. My baby mama come into my house once upon a time, way long time ago, nothing recent, right? But I'm just giving an example. Baby mama come into my house tripping, but I don't live here alone. We all know that by now. You know what I'm saying? I stay with my mom's, my OG or whatever, right? And she's disturbing the peace here, right? I don't per se might not call the police, but is my mom in the wrong for calling the laws on her, or is Gucci's wife in the wrong, or is the brother like a brother or a manager or the security guard wrong for calling the police? That don't mean Gucci snitched. Now, Gucci snitch, Gucci snitch. There's no honor amongst that, but we can't just point it at just Gucci and be like, "Oh, Gucci's a rat. Gucci's a rat." My nigga, what about Poohshity robbing his pot? The nigga that okay. So the reason why I got a problem with it, even as a street nigga, Gucci saw him, reached out to him, and signed him. Pooh Shiesty will tell you that out of his own mouth. So the person that gave you an opportunity, you turn around and rob him, even though he did, you feel like you was robbed in your contract. I understand that and I agree with that, right? When you sit down and you have a conversation with the man and tell him, I don't like how my contract is work. This is business, and even let's just say he doesn't agree with it, and you didn't do that route, and you go, somebody else will buy that nigga out of your contract. Somebody will buy that nigga out of your contract. So why would you then you do that? Nobody's gonna want to buy you because you're a risk. Like, I don't want to get robbed if you don't agree with your deal, my nigga. Like, what the fuck is that? This is business, nigga. You gotta business is business and street shit is street shit. You'll never see me mingle the two unless it's a situation like this. My motherfucking business ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in the streets. But now let's get more into it. So now that y'all know, yes, it's real. This is not a drill. This is real life. If you know I'm doing the reaction to it, it's for real. Okay. Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Man's artist, robbed him at gunpoint with his dad and Big 30 on house arrest. Like, this was not a smart move on his part, I don't believe.
Footage is crystal clear. You can see Pooh Shiesty's YNs waiting outside in their cars. You can see them getting out and approaching the studio. You can see them making their move on Gucci. And you can see Gucci's shocked reaction when he realizes what just happened. This is the type of exclusive... But Gucci Mane crashed. Footage is crystal clear. You can see Pooh Shiesty's YNs waiting outside. But Gucci Mane crashed out allegedly after Pooh Shiesty and his demons came to collect. Big calls out there. Our security told me. I didn't. Gotta put my PS. But Gucci Mane crashed out allegedly after Pooh Shiesty and his demons came. Footage is crystal clear. You can see Pooh Shiesty's YNs waiting outside in their cars. You can see them getting out and approaching the studio. You can see them making their move on Gucci. And you can see Gucci's shocked reaction when he realizes what just happened. This is the type of exclusive content.
Alright, anyway, I don't know what's up with the shorts on here. Let's see if we can find the backstory on this, guys. I thought that's what that was. I wanted to see. I thought it was like... Alright, let's see. How did that happen? My bad, y'all. I clicked this. I don't know how I ended up in that. Like, I'm supposed to be watching it.
We have a bombshell new legal case on our hands. The alleged robbery and kidnapping of rapper Gucci Mane.
This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business.
Now, they're already saying the same shit, right? This is a business establishment. Family, people. Understand what I'm saying here? This is a fucking business establishment. You don't know who's going to be in a place of business, my nigga. Like, you didn't catch this nigga slipping at his house. You didn't catch this nigga slipping in the streets type of shit. You catched him in a business type atmosphere with cameras while you're on house arrest, my nigga. With your pops. And your pops ain't no better than my nigga. If you couldn't tell you, my nigga, like, we could just talk about this shit with Gucci, nigga. Like,
business. I'm here to say that it is not, and that if you...
But now, what y'all not saying, like, y'all glorifying this shit, but we're probably never gonna see Pooh Shiesty again. We're probably never gonna see him again. So was that really worth doing all of that for? And you still didn't get signed out your contract because they're gonna be like, that wasn't an agreement that he was forced to do that. Like that's not legal. That's not. That's why you got to do things the legal way. You know.
Choose to do.
Once you get out the streets, my nigga, you don't always gotta. Man, once you out the streets, bro. Once you make it, my nigga, you don't gotta prove to nobody that you're street because you already know within yourself you're already a street nigga. So nobody can take that from you once you mature past that. Like it's okay to evolve from the streets, nigga. I don't want if I get out this shit, I'm not looking back, homie. I come back to the hood and all that shit, but my nigga, I'm rich.
This will bring
You move when you're a rich nigga. You move and you act and you carry a bro. I'm not finna be around here with these bum ass niggas when I make it. You tripping, my nigga? No. Unless they was there grinding with me from the beginning, and even then, as you can see, sometimes that shit really don't matter. Nigga will rob you if
you
they don't
swiftly
like
to
their
justice.
skills, bro.
Wait until you hear not only the allegations, but the evidence, surveillance,
Sorry, y'all.
Instagram
It's
accounts,
been a
fingerprints.
while.
It is something to say the least. We have the criminal complaint
And
that lays out everything, and we're going to
we're
break
gonna
it
do
all down for you.
one after this one. I'll do one more, and we do have smoking ball today, but I'm gonna do one with Poetic Flacco. He's saying he knows the killer of Drake Ruler, and he's finna expose who he believes the killer is. So I'm interested in to know who that may be, but right now we on Poohshity, Robin Gucci Man.
Right now, welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
I don't want to watch. I want to hear from the hood.
Okay, I have to share this. Some really exciting news, okay?
So
We
we're
have
gonna get
spent
out of
so
here.
much...
That's not like look. I didn't know. I want to hear from a hood commentator, one of our people. Let's see what this is real quick first.
Imagine being able to build an app with your
Nigga that
name on
actually really
it, just by
knows
thinking about it. Meet Base 44,
from the
a complete
from the street.
This week, 9 individuals kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Poohshity.
Say, hold on, run it again. You were talking about the tape. You said
it's a video.
It's an actual video of Shiesty robbing Gucci Man.
Like they got the video of the stuff that happened inside the studio. You know what I'm saying? You know, most of these studios, they got stuff in there. They got cameras everywhere, so they're recording everything that's going on inside the studio. So they actually got this shit on tape. But feds got their hands on the tape. So they violate them. So the feds can violate them because they see them on the tape holding the Draco.
As far as you know, what was on the tape?
And he's a repeat offender for violent crimes. They're not letting this nigga out. And he keeps violating gun charges and using weapons. Like, you can't, once you're a felon, you cannot possess a firearm. And then he keeps getting arrested for firearms and using them. Nigga, the last time he shot a nigga in the ass. Like, Poohshity's a wild motherfucker, nigga. But I put that shit on my set, on my mama, nigga. If I was Gucci, ain't none of that shit happening like that. I'm too well respected. I'm too street of a nigga. And I am not finna be in the game 20 years strong to let no young nigga come in this bitch and rob me at gunpoint and make me the laughing stock. I don't know. I don't know how this happened.
Big 30 at the door. Big 30 got the door. He blocking everybody in.
Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping.
And then you got Shiesty. You know what I'm saying? He got the gun on him. You feel what I'm saying? He got the gun on Gucci or whatever. Trying to make him sign the contract to sign Gucci out. Make Gucci sign him out his contract.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint.
Gucci looking at Shiesty daddy because Poohshity daddy was there. And he got his head down. Like, Gucci looking at him like that. They what y'all on? Like that type of shit. This is why the feds hit the house and Shiesty daddy in there. You feel what I'm saying? Remember they hit the house in Memphis and Poohshity's daddy was in there. You feel what I'm saying? Because he was on the scene of the whole incident. You feel what I'm saying? He on the scene too. And then you don't hear him in the song. In one of his songs, he's rapping about it like I'm looking at the hits I did on tape like I'm old dog. You know what I'm saying? Like take a scene.
Message.
Bruh.
Like, come on, man.
From what happened in Business Society when old dog did the little shit he did, and he was showing the tape to his homeboys and stuff like that. So he's rapping that because you got to think the feds.
I could make a song from your weirdest idea.
Describe
the song in a few words, then pick a
by him
shot.
rapping and saying that, saying my dad, my first codependent, Big 30 passed me that Draco. All that. Same people that's in a situation with it.
Poohshity, you wildin', gang.
But this is what you rapping about.
Right, you rapping about exactly what happened, man.
Right, even if it's not exactly what happened, or it did happen, this is how it's going to be played out with your lyrics that you're using. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics that you're using in the song, that's how it'll be played out. You feel what I'm saying? Because this type of stuff is going. This is what was on the tape.
Say, bro, you said he was actually showing the tape just like O-Dog was doing in Minister Society. He was actually showing the tape to people.
Right. Right. I ain't gonna necessarily say that he was showing the tape, but they had the tape going around. I don't know if that was his intention, but this is what he's portraying. This is how it's portrayed. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff kind of like allegedly, you know what I'm saying? Like this tape was going around, and motherfuckers had this tape.
Because when I was watching the news earlier, that's what they was. They weren't talking about a tape, but exactly what you explained to me on the tape. That's what the DA or whoever he was explaining on the
come
news.
on now, dog.
When you in, like I said, when you in those type of studios, like the studios got cameras, they record. You see what happened with Bay Road Fresh, how they was able to rewind and see exactly what happened in the studio.
Dog.
This type of stuff that goes on in the studio. So you got to think the people that's in there, the engineers, the people that working at the studio, they got the tape. They got the tape. They working there. They got the tape.
The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness.
So the feds must have got the tape then. Maybe that's probably possibly why they was able to tell that same story.
Right, because they got the tape and they're able to say it. They got the tape.
But okay,
also,
let me ask you this: so that the robbery initially that shit happened a month ago.
Right. But we was all under the impression that, oh my God, bro. Like he wasn't there because of his halfway out situation. So ain't nobody just want to come out and say nothing about the tape or what actually happened at the studio. And he was actually there because he was still out and motherfuckers really was trying to protect him from getting himself put back in prison. You see what I'm saying? So they don't want to say nothing about no tape. They're going to try to not place him on the scene, but that situation but try to protect him. From what I'm hearing, the feds got the tape. Gucci ain't said that. But Gucci never said nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Gucci never said.
And that's what I'm saying too, guys. Just
the most exciting time of the
year. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. Just because somebody in the inner circle snitch don't mean Gucci himself necessarily snitch. You know what I mean? So put that into consideration as well. Now if he snitched, nigga snitch. I'm not covering for no rat. But if he ain't snitch, then he ain't fucking snitch. If somebody out of this camp snitching, that's not Gucci snitching. If it's security snitching, that's not Gucci snitching. If it's his wife snitching, that's still not Gucci snitching, my nigga. Unless Gucci's the one reporting all this shit, Gucci ain't no motherfucking snitch. He might have got hold. He definitely got hold. He got hold really fucking bad. He got hold. But, you know what I mean? Like, he's an ex-felon. He's actually smarter than what you're giving him credit for, only because if he would have took the other route, we would have been talking shit. And Gucci, you tripping though? Like you had every right, but I guess you outnumbered though. Like I don't really think he took an L because nigga, you outnumbered with guns. You came in with a business mind frame, not on no beef shit. Now if you would have hit him up on some war shit and then ran up in the studio and did that shit, then I would have said like he really got hold. I mean he did get hold, but not as bad as people are making it out to be. Not to me anyway. And breaking news, I don't know how true
the Packers have traded wide receiver Dontavian Wicks in a 1-for-1 swap for wide receiver Devontae Adams, bringing him back home to Green Bay. This comes just days after Matt LaFleur stated that some players on the
Devontae Adams is going back to the green and gold. How about that for some breaking news while I'm doing my reaction video? Hold on, let me share that to Smoking Ball real quick, man. All right. So Devontae Adams.
Poohshity said he was gonna rob Gucci Mane 4 years ago in this song, man. Listen to this.
Can't wait to walk 42 out cause I'm ready. I rob a rapper right after a session. Damn. Me them keys and they watching that necklace. I need them Cuban links and them Bugatti. I no more posting on IG and flexing. I'm the one rapping but steady be stepping. I'm coming up in your tree like I'm Freddy. How you gonna run from?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I still got that street in me, my nigga. I can't even sit here the more I'm thinking about it. And shout out to Devontae Adams, man. Coming back home to the green and fucking gold, man. One more time, man. Clap it up, man. Clap it up, man. Clap that shit up for my boy. Coming back to the... I said clap, nigga. God damn. I don't know. Now, Poohshity, man. Think about it. Was it really worth it, though, man? Just to say, yeah, I'm a real nigga, bro. I robbed Gucci. I mean, that's some stripes, bro, but now you ain't coming home.
Some type of way getting the tape. The people end up getting the tape. Some type of way the tape end up in the people's hands. And, you know, it can happen all kind of ways. When he in the hair warehouse, the people can walk up on you and get your phone. They can find out, say, okay, let's give you another example. When you're in the federal hair warehouse, you're supposed to sign out to where you're going. And it could have been a situation where he wasn't supposed to be at the studio. You probably wasn't supposed to be at the studio. These folks, you didn't sign out the hair warehouse to go to the studio, so now you're out of bounds. What the Fed would call out of bounds for the hair warehouse. So once these people start to hear that you're out of bounds and you're somewhere where you ain't supposed to be, now they'll start their own investigation about what happened this day. What you say? Oh, something happened? We hear about Poohshity. Gucci come to see Poohshity at the hair warehouse. So the possible that the people at the hair warehouse could have went to the, you know, to the scene and got the information that he wasn't supposed to be there, and they did their investigation and stumbled up on it and turned it in.
Yes, what is this?
It could be all kinds of scenarios on how to take in the bed, man. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to put that ball on nobody, but there's all different kind of ways that the people can get
You look like
stumble up on this stuff.
shit.
He could have had it in his phone.
Right now, I don't have no damn receipt. Well, where's the cover? I don't have no damn cover. Kiss my ass, so what? Can I see it, sir? Look at you been chewing on this shit before you came in. Bullshit, motherfucker! You know you're fucking weak. Listen to them. Try again, motherfucker. Winnie Mandela was a little. Try again, motherfucker. Just an ugly ass black dude. I'll go post on this motherfucker. Man, you better get your hostile black ass out of here. Yeah. Oh shit! Oh shit! Don't hit me! Don't hit me! Please, this is John Blake. I can get jiggy with this your ass out of here. I'm just a bitch ass nigga.
A second phone that he had, and the people stumble up on the phone because the people got the right to search through your phone when you're in the hair warehouse, or search your property. Because sometimes when you're in the hair warehouse, motherfuckers might have a old second phone or something put up somewhere in their car, something like that, and the people can stumble up on that and they can go through it. So that could be a scenario to where the people ended up with it.
How long Poohshity been out?
About a couple of months. He ain't had a chance to really get out the hair warehouse good. He didn't even chance to get out the hair warehouse.
Yeah, they got that tape and his lyrics. Yeah, he like that.
You got
done.
the tape, you got your lyrics, and then you saying stupid, like the shit with Boosie, about bodies, and like you just doing too much stupid shit.
What did he say about Boosie with bodies? What did he say?
Man, he's like, I got more bodies than Boosie. He just made a little, little post statement, something like that.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's don't even make it. That's stupid. Like that was a stupid post. Like you on federal paper. That showed that he ain't got nobody. He don't have nobody surrounding him that's advising him to do certain shit a certain type of way. Man, you got to carry yourself and do certain shit. Somebody got to protect the bag. For me looking at it, it was nobody surrounding him that was giving him proper advice, man, on how to move. You ain't learned that while you was in jail. You know what I'm saying?
This is rock.
Like that was just, you know what I'm saying?
What are you facing, bro? You facing life, right?
It's all kind of scenarios. I don't want to say life, but it's gonna seem like it. First off, we know, you got to go through that. You got to handle that fed stuff first. That federal probation violation.
Come on, man.
You got to do that first. They're gonna send you. I don't know how much federal paper you have, how much supervised release, but you know what I'm saying. You got to deal with that first. Now the gun part, I don't know. I don't know the particular gun laws in Texas. I don't know what type of and all the guns that he had. The feds might decide that they want to pick that up. You feel me? Then, if the feds pick it up, you liable to be an armed career criminal because it's like the second or third time getting with a gun. So you can be a.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, that don't you? I see what I'm saying. I thought that's something, you know what I'm saying? You done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
Considered armed career criminal. The minimum for that is 15 years. So it depends on all the attachments, how the feds want to play it, if they're going to let the state deal with it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the laws in Texas, as far as state go, but you got like kidnapping and, you know what I'm saying, robbery, like that's a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of time. You looking at some serious, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a sad situation because, this is a guy that had everything laid out in front of you. This is what people dream of to get out the hood. You had this opportunity. And like the people that surrounded you supposed to protect the bad because this is how they gonna leave. You gonna
me. Help me. Nigga. Help me.
Make it. So your daddy being on the scene, like if this my son, I'm telling you, hey man, you tripping. I'm gonna tell my son he tripping. We not doing this right here. You got to know this stuff being recorded in the studio.
Help.
You know what I'm saying? If you got an issue with your contract or your record label, work your way out of it like YoungBoy did, like Future did, like Drake did. If you ain't satisfied with the deal, we ain't got to do all this because at the end of the day, Gucci don't owe you nothing. It's like you bit the hand that feeds you at the end of the day. But there got to be some point that people got to surround themselves with the right people, man, to tell them that you're doing something stupid and not be no yes man. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing that I'm looking at it from. That's the standpoint I'm looking at it from. You got to be able to protect the bag and protect people against themselves. Because not only will a fool and his money depart, so will a fool and his life and his freedom would be departed too.
Now, before we get up out of here, I want to see if I can actually find the footage that's going around. And then I'll be back with another reaction video actually after this. Oh no, that's good. I thought these niggas had on spicy. That was some shit.
Today I'm going to make a beat. We're going to Output's new plugin co-producer, play your beat.
9 suspects involved in the robbery and kidnapping of rapper Gucci Mane have been arrested. Officials say the alleged ringleader behind the attack was rapper Poohshity. Our Preseda Olguin has been on top of this story and has the latest.
Aside from learning that the 9th and final suspect has been arrested, we've been able to obtain video which shows the FBI at Poohshity's home the day he was arrested. Take a look at that video. This happened in Memphis. Federal authorities say Shiesty was the ringleader behind the attack on Gucci Mane here in Dallas. That incident happened back in January at a music studio located off Dallas Parkway. The DOJ says Gucci Mane and 2 others were allegedly kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint. They say 9 people were involved, including Poohshity's father and Big 30. For background, Poohshity signed onto Gucci Mane's record label back in 2020. And according to the DOJ, Poohshity is the one who set up the meeting to discuss his recording contract.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
Poohshity was released from federal prison in October and was placed on home confinement for a previous conviction, meaning that it's likely he was wearing an ankle monitor at the time of the crime. Officials say all 9 suspects will be transported here to North Texas, where they will face their crimes. Now, if convicted, each suspect can face life in prison. For now, reporting in Dallas, Priscilla Holguin, CBS News, Texas.
All right. I'm not getting into nothing else with this. I'm going to get my final thoughts, and we getting out this.
Rapper Poohshity and his dad were taken into
I understand why he did it, but I don't understand why he did it, if that makes sense. I understand the feeling of I want to rob this nigga because he robbed me, but you're not. This wasn't a drug deal. This wasn't no street shit. You should have went about this the correct way, the legal way, so you could get your bag and still have your freedom. Like, that would have been the ultimate. Sometimes the lemon ain't worth the squeeze of just proving you a gangster. I mean, sometimes, you being a gangster, right? Or being a hood nigga. I don't like to call myself a gangster, right? Being a hood nigga, right? And sometimes you get a little too soft or a little too nice, and the niggas will take advantage of you because they see you trying to change, and then they think they can step on you. So sometimes you got to bring that gangster way back out. And I guess this was kind of one of those things, but that wasn't not in business, fam. Not in business, and that's all I'm saying. If this was on some street shit, like some bricks, some plex, some beef, then yeah, like. But when we're trying to negotiate out of a contract, especially in these times, man, there's AI, there's fucking phones that detect where you are, there's cameras everywhere. You can't hide for shit. Like, you can't hide. So it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it, because now you're gonna be broke and in jail. I mean, and if you have money, you're not gonna have a lot for a long period of time because you got to be spending that shit. Shit, the world's still going, and you probably got kids and all that shit. So nothing is gonna stop because you're in jail and you didn't buy yourself out of your contract. So now Gucci's still gonna be able to make all that money and probably sue you for what you have while you in jail. So I'm just saying, bro, it wasn't worth it, man. It wasn't worth it just to say I'm a real nigga sometimes. Sometimes it's better just to walk away and re-strategize, come up with a plan, a real fucking plan, and execute it. Gucci would have probably gave you out your contract if you would have just sat down and hollered at him. But I don't know the situation. But that's my thoughts on it. I got information that I'm about to find out right now about. Well, we're about to find out together on who killed Draco, the ruler, in LA. The nation that runs the station. Thank y'all for watching, and soon come right back. Peace.